We believe that the climate change is one of the gravest threats to the peace and security. People tend to think that climate change is an environmental issue, but we strongly disagree. It has a huge implication not only for the environment but also for economic and social well-being of people, and of course it may even cause conflict if we do not handle it properly. And for example, when we have the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, we can address the issue of education, sanitation, or food supplies, but we cannot live in the world 50 years later where it is too hot or too cold or too difficult to survive. All these individual goals will not be solved unless we cover the much bigger issue of climate change. First, we were the president of the G7 process from 2016 to 2017. That's where we became very serious in exploring the policy implications for the climate and security nexus. We've convened an international conference in January and issued a report with the help of institutions like Adelphi and others in September. And we've introduced this to the G7 as well as the COP and other stakeholders, and we hope to expand this to and widen it to our foreign policy agenda. The G7 is now in the process of issuing the final report or the progress report for the next Canadian presidency. The Italians are now working on it, and Japan has already presented a few ideas that we feel that is a good practice that can be replicated by others, and also like to see how we can strengthen our ties not only within the G7 members but also outside of the G7, particularly those countries which are vulnerable to the impacts of climate change.